Thank you for tuning into our seller interview series. Up today, we've got a dropshipping 4-site package for sale in the automotive niche. Created in 2007, 2 in 2014, and 2016, this business makes $1,656 per month in net profit. The listing number for the business is 44821. We do these interviews to get potential buyers more information about both the seller and the businesses they're looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. We've got the seller with us today to go through the business and cover everything from niche selection to traffic and monetization. Dimitri, thank you for coming on here today. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
It is my pleasure. I'm looking forward to discussing this business with you. I always think it's really interesting when there's multiple sites included in the deal. Before we get to the questions that I have for you, though, I want to go ahead and run through a little quick summary of the business.
Sure thing.
The sites were built in 2007, 2014, 2014, and 2016. Has a monthly revenue of $27,114, expenses of $25,858 to make for a net profit of $1,656, which is generated on a 12-month average. Included in the sale of this business are the primary domains and all site content and files, email list of approximately 17,500, Facebook pages, supplier and manufacturer relationships, and additional branded domain. Dimitri, can you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
This business was kind of the first thing that I tried to sell online. I started this back in 2007. I started more of as a hobby rather than, way to make money or grow this business into something, like full time. It was always kind of been ran as a kind of side business, but it actually has a great opportunity, to expand it and make it as a full-time business, owner prefers.
Why have you decided to sell these sites today? As you said, you've had them, or at least one of them, since 2007.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I started it 2007. It was kind of, one of the sites was the main site that I ran, for a long time. Then I decided to expand into, 3 other sites to make it more of a niche because I thought it would perform better. And I think I've seen some, good results of that. So it definitely has an advantage of running 4 sites rather than just one.
You said that you've seen a little uptick since you created the other sites. Are they branded together in any kind of way, or are they independently just within the same niche?
No, they're very independent. They're not really connected together in any way. They do share some products, but they're totally run separately.
So that makes me wonder then, does one of the 4 create more revenue for you, or is it pretty evenly split across the 4?
The main site that I created back in 2007 kind of was the main one that I ran. It was pretty successful, but when I created the other 3 sites, one of them kind of took over. I don't know, for whatever reason. Maybe Google preferred it or whatnot, or maybe it kind of resonated more with customers, but the other site kind of took over most of the sales, and my original site doesn't bring as much sales, but the new site kind of really took off and bringing the most of the revenue.
And then, so you built these other sites to kind of try to control the niche, as you said. When you look back over the last couple of years since the other sites were built, starting in 2014, what approximate, no specific numbers are needed, but what approximate percentage in uptick have you seen since you created these other sites?
It's kind of hard to estimate right top of my head, but it was gradual. It wasn't like a right away moment, but over a few months, maybe like a year or 2, it grew maybe 30-40%, something like that. But then my other site kind of dropped off, so overall sales kind of stayed the same. They're all running on the same platform. The reason why I even started creating the other sites, because when I originally created the first site, it was running on Yahoo store platform. And it was very kind of inflexible, so I decided to kind of do some research and figure out if I can find another more flexible platform, which is why I chose PrestaShop, and all of our sites are running right now on that platform. And I developed some of the software that's kind of like a backend that supports all 4 of the sites, even though, they're kind of different. But all the data is kind of aggregated on the backend, and then you can, manipulate it or whatnot, and it kind of rebuilds all the sites at the same time. I don't know. Sorry, I kind of ventured off on there.
No, that makes
But
sense.
I don't
And
know if I
then
answered your question.
how much time would you need to invest in the sites as is to maintain them as they are?
Originally I spent lots of time developing the tools and the actual site, so where they are at now. But now it's kind of more maintaining all the tools are in place, so it doesn't take much. You spend about 10 hours a week on, answering different inquiries from customers or, doing returns or processing orders. Then another maybe 5 to 10 hours a week, you kind of spend updating pricing or loading products, stuff like that. So it's not, you don't spend too much time. Of course, I mean, if you wanted to, load more products to increase the sales or, do any other promotions or come up with something new, you have to spend a little more time. But other than that, it's just about 10 to 20 hours a week, all in all.
You mentioned before that the original site has started to drop off a little bit. So, as the other sites have picked up, sales for the overall business has stayed relatively the same. Why has the first site begun to drop off?
I think it had to do with the way Google changed the algorithm, and for whatever reason, I don't know. It wasn't just the way it was structured. Mainly, the structure was kind of dictated by the Yahoo store, and I think that structure didn't work anymore for Google, and that's why I decided to switch it to the PrestaShop platform because that allowed me to kind of restructure the site that was a little better in terms of how it worked with Google. And I think it works better with the customer as well because it's a lot easier to use. There's a one-page checkout and stuff like that. So it's kind of panned out to work better for, in many ways than just one.
In terms of marketing, it seems like your major traffic source there is with that email list that you utilize with over 17,000 subscribers on the list. So,
Well, actually, I think the main source of traffic is actually Google AdWords at this point. Email list would be probably something that I haven't actually explored, but it would be a good way for the buyer to explore that, channel. Because I mean, there's 17,000 people who, bought from us before, and you could, reach out to them through whatever email, promotional emails or whatnot. But right now we don't do any of that other than when customers come in up to the site register, and then we send them a reminder email about their card if they haven't placed an order, like in 3 or 7 days and stuff like that. So, but the main source of traffic right now is Google AdWords, which, you have to pay for. It's paid traffic. And emails are probably would be one of the cheaper ways to explore, additional sales. Also, search engine optimization is one of the also great opportunity for this business that I haven't really explored because just don't have enough time to do this.
is that the same with the Facebook account for the business where you have over 10,000 followers? Is it being utilized properly?
No, I really haven't really done anything on there. I think maybe posted, once or twice in the past, but I mean, if you could, you'd be able to see there's nothing really, no real engagement there, but one of the also good opportunities to probably, to explore.
So, those are a couple opportunities in improving the marketing for the business. What do you feel are some of the other opportunities for growth?
Another opportunity is that this particular market niche is rapidly expanding. There's a lot more people who are aware of it now, and there's a lot more products that are available to to the seller to offer to customers. There's also another niche market that's opening up that's also will eventually increase the business for us. They're starting to import a lot of cars from Japan, which are performance cars that were not sold here but are now available to import because of the way the regulations are working. So a lot of people are buying those cars and they're looking online for parts to soup them up to make them faster, and that's where we come in, and that's one of the great ways also that this business I think has an opportunity to grow.
Do you feel like there are any potential risks associated with this business that you would want a new owner to be aware of?
I mean, I don't think there's any potential risks other than, if you're not careful in running it, you just have to monitor the Google AdWords. I've ran it since 2006. I mean, had any, upsets in there. The only thing is you have to also be aware of Google changes, in the algorithm. But, it's not really doing that well right now anyway. So there's not a lot of traffic coming from SEO. So it's not actually a risk anymore. It's actually became an opportunity for a buyer to explore. So I think it's a pretty safe bet. There's a lot of, compared like to Amazon, FBA, this business has a lot of different products to offer. So you don't run into risk where you can, somebody else is selling for a cheaper price or, these products became obsolete. We have a lot of manufacturers that do their own development and, they're coming up with new products constantly. So, you don't run into risk of getting, stuck with obsolete products or have no channels of getting new products. We have some, great relationships with our manufacturers where you wouldn't be able to just as a new company to come in and start developing these relationships. They're very kind of tight knit, so they don't really expand the number of distributors that they use. So it's a great opportunity in that sense that you kind of already have these developed relationships that will will transfer with the business.
Would you commit to a non-compete?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I mean, once this business is sold, it's really hard to get into this business anyway. But I just don't have time to, run this business. I would not even want to venture into this. But yeah, definitely, I would be able to commit to that.
How much support are you willing to offer a new owner during the transition period?
Well, this company is I built it from scratch. It's very dear to me. It's kind of like my baby. I want to make sure that the buyer would have the opportunity, to learn everything, get familiar with all the tools. Definitely, 30 to 90 days of support. I would be willing to offer, through email, Skype, or whatever works for the buyer. I definitely want to see this company excel and point out other ways where this business can grow. So definitely, we'll be able to help the buyer with this business and make sure they run it successfully.
Are you willing to negotiate on something like an earnout?
I will be able to negotiate on the price a little bit, but not on that. This business is kind of, it's a great opportunity to buy this business because it's kind of right now at its lowest. So, you can buy it for kind of a cheaper price than it is now. If this business ever grew to more traffic or more sales, I think, it would be definitely cost more. So this is actually a great buy right now because I haven't explored all the opportunities where this business can grow to its full potential. So it's a great buy for a customer right now as it is, I think.
Dmitry, thank you so much for the time today. I do have another question for you, but before we get to that, I want to go ahead and run through that quick summary of the business again. The sites were built in 2007, 2014, 2014, and 2016. They have a monthly revenue of $27,514, expenses of $25,858 to make for a net profit of $1,656, which is generated on a 12-month average. Included in the sale of this business are the primary domains and all site content and files for 4 sites, email list of approximately 17,500, and Facebook pages. Dmitry, in your own words looking at these, why do you feel like these sites are worth buying?
I think they have a lot of great opportunities to grow right now. I've set up kind of the base, all the tools are in place, so you don't have to worry about, figuring out what sells or, how I'm going to sell this. All the sites have been thoroughly developed. I got all kinds of different tools in there that will help customer, once they get the traffic up to sell, a lot of products. So all the tools are in there, everything's in place. So I think, it's a sound investment without, a lot of risk. All you have to do is really either keep doing what I'm doing and have it as a kind of a part-time business, or you can, if you'd like, you can also do some SEO and, optimize different, email listings or a Facebook page and whatnot and grow it into a full-time business and, with great potential, enjoy the income, or, you can resell it at a higher price later on.
Dmitry, thank you again so much for taking the time today. I've really enjoyed having you on here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and if you want more information, the link will be below the video that will take you to this marketplace listing. If you're watching this on the listing site and want more information, become a depositor today. When you make the deposit, one of our business advisors will be in contact with you, and you'll be given everything you need to review this business. Have a great day.